Hey everyone! You're listening to Sarika Singh on Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips, your podcast channel for effective communication. On this podcast, I talk to you about becoming an effective communicator in life, be it relationships, branding communication, creative writing skills, and more. I share insights on how to speak, when to speak, tips to avoid and handle those goof-ups, how to pitch to clients, how to break the ice and start conversations, and everything around this topic that walks through my mind. This episode begins. One, two, three. Why do we do this before a race? Or why do we do ready, set, go? We often do this. Everyone does it. And interestingly, we have only first, second and third in a race. Nobody bothers about the consolation. Like we have a gold medal, we have a silver medal, we have a bronze medal. If it's a Miss World pageant, we have a winner, we have a first runners-up, we have a second runners-up. You must be wondering what I'm driving at. But let's shoot this episode quickly. So lights, camera, action! Let me tell you a story. So this story is about a mischievous monkey by the name Milo. Milo was extremely fond of going on adventures. He was very naughty but also very excited, and he would never give up. So this was a great quality about Milo. One day, Milo the monkey decided to go and explore the jungle. Along his journey, Milo encountered 3 big challenges. Not 1, not 2, but 3 of them. The first challenge was that he had to cross a very wide river. And this wide river was full of crocodiles. Milo was very scared, but he was never going to give up. He knew. So Milo had to swing on 3 vines, one after the other, to safely cross the river. And he did. He was very happy after he achieved it. So, that was victory number 1. Now, after this whole exercise, Milo was very hungry, but there was nothing to be found. He realized that the farm of bananas was behind the 3 tall hills. So, after the crossing the river, now Milo had to climb 3 tall hills to reach a banana farm. With his cleverness, he swung from branch to branch on the tall hills and reached the banana farm. There he had a good time. He gorged on the bananas. Once his stomach was full, he realized this was victory number 2. So he completed the first challenge. He crossed the wide river full of crocodiles. He crossed the second challenge. He got into the banana farm and had the bananas. Now Milo stumbled upon the third and the final challenge. As he was crossing into the jungle, he fell down a crevice in the hills into a cave. Now he was deep inside the cave, and he realized that the cave had 3 passages, and he had to take any one of these passages to get out. He didn't know what. It was pitch dark, but Milo did not give up. He had to choose the correct path to find a way out, and he was clever. What Milo did was, very smartly enough, he walked a few steps in each direction, one by one. And whichever path gave him fresher air, he decided this is the path which opens into the opening. So he took that path which gave him fresh air, and he successfully escaped the cave. So third time, victorious. That was the story of Milo. Did you like the story? So, I was asking you, did you like the story? Is this storytelling time? Why am I telling you Milo's story? What is special in Milo's story? But you know what? If I tell you Milo's story 3 times, the possibility is that you will always remember this story. Have you ever noticed that things seem more interesting, more memorable when they come in groups of 3? That's because of something called the rule of 3. So that's what we're going to be talking about, and that's what I'm going to show you, and that's the trick I'm going to train you in. And I completely agree with the phrase that good things come in 3s, or third times is the charm. Let's look around ourselves. The rule of 3 is everywhere. As little kids, we've all heard the bedtime stories of 3 little pigs, 3 musketeers, 3 wise men. Even fairy tales follow the rule of 3. Do you remember Goldilocks and the 3 bears? Where Goldilocks encounters 3 bowls of porridge, 3 chairs, and 3 beds? The repetition of 3 is not incidental or accidental. It is there to add rhythm and engagement to the story and makes you remember the story. So even if you heard that story 20, 30, 40 years ago, when you're reciting it or narrating it to your children, you remember the story as well. We didn't even notice why everything was 3. But now that we think about it, there sure is science behind it. The rule of 3 is like having a special superpower when we talk or we tell stories. It means that when we want to explain something or make it more interesting, we use groups of 3. For example, if we want to describe an animal, we might say it has fur, paws, and a wagging tail. Often, realize in your descriptions, do you use 3 to describe things? To emphasize something? Think about it. Basically, it all boils down to how our brains work. Now, why the rule of 3 works is what we need to understand, so that we understand the science behind it, and so we realize that this is actually not by fluke. The human mind enjoys thinking in patterns. Now, in fact, we look for and we create patterns every day in everything that we do, almost everything. And we get very comfortable with patterns. When we see a practice or we see a pattern, we learn it real quick. And 3, believe you me, is the smallest number that is required to create a pattern. 2 will not create a pattern. 4 creates too big a pattern. 3 is ideal. I promise this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. No, I'm not taking an oath, I'm just telling you what the truth is using the rule of 3. The rule of 3 is a very simple way to get results. If you get overwhelmed by your tasks, you choose 3 things that you want to achieve. This puts you in control. If nothing else, it gives you a very simple frame for the day. I've been using rule of 3 for past few years to drive results for myself and my students. It is also one of the first skills I teach my students to help learn the skill of communication. 3, believe you me, is a very interesting number, not just in fairy tales, but I recently learned that even military uses the rule of 3. They use it to teach survival. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. 3 is a magic number. Look around yourself. I'm sure you can spot some 3s. Advertisements use the rule of 3 to catch the target audience's attention. For example, Nike says, "Just do it." 3 words. McDonald's says, "I'm loving it." 3 words again. KFC is not far behind and they say, "Finger licking good." 3 words again. Coca-Cola, the world's top soft drink brand, says, "Taste the feeling." Again 3 words. Companies are not doing this by chance. They are not foolish, they are not silly, they are doing it on purpose They are simply following the rule of 3. Why don't you try using the rule of 3 in your life, in your communication, in your everyday routine? See the difference. Build your engagements around the rule of 3. Don't we all remember the environmental slogan, known to everyone? Reduce, reuse, recycle. We see it everywhere. I think almost every country people have seen it. So when you think about the rule of 3, use it as a turbo engine for your message to get to your audience. And the rule of 3 will get you to your audience easier, faster, and with better results. I've always been an admirer, and I say it again and again, admirer of Barack Obama and his oratory skills, his communication skills. They're fantastic. Do you remember what was the slogan of his presidential campaign that he won? He used only 3 words, only 3 magical words. And these 3 words is what teeming crowds were repeating after him. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Everybody was saying it in synchrony. That was the magic of 3. That's the power of 3. That's why rule number for 3. The rule of 3 is not limited to fictional stories or ads. Remember, you write essays. What does your format say? Okay, simple. Introduction, body, conclusion. Whether you're writing a paragraph or you're writing an essay, you always follow this routine. What about a presentation? When you give a presentation, and I teach good presentation skills in my presentation skill class, and I tell all my students, choose 3 main ideas. Divide your presentation into 3 sections. Use 3 catchy visuals. 3 is magic. It is a marketing person's best friend. Whether you're giving a presentation, you're writing an essay, or you're just having a conversation, you try to structure your points in 3s. It will make your message much more engaging, much more memorable, and much more persuasive. So how does the rule of 3 work? Let's break this down. First of all, it helps with engagement. When someone presents a list of 3 things, our minds, they work naturally when you try to anticipate, okay, what is the 3rd item? This keeps us interesting and this keeps us focused. It also creates a sense of completion and satisfaction. So when I'm saying location, 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 by the time I've said the 2nd location, you're waiting to hear and you're thinking, you're expecting, you're imagining what is the 3rd thing that she's going to say or anybody's going to say. So it keeps you interested, it keeps you focused, it gives you sense of completion, it gives you satisfaction. And all this helps to build engagement. Secondly, the rule of 3 helps us remember things better. It makes it more memorable. Think of a song that you really like. Just think of a random song. Hindi, English, Spanish, Italian, whichever one. The chances are that it has a catchy chorus with 3 repeated lines. I don't know which one is your favorite, which one you're trying to remember, but I'm saying that there are chances that the chorus has 3 repeat lines. And singing or saying those lines over and over and over again helps you in remembering that. It sort of sticks in your mind. So therefore, the second advantage is that it helps you remember things better. Lastly and thirdly, the rule of 3, it adds impact. It adds elegance to our communication. Using triads or groups of 3 in our speech, in our writing, it creates a rhythm, it creates a music in our words, makes it more powerful, sounds better. And of course, that leaves a lasting impression on the listener. So that is why the rule of 3 works. These are the 3 main points. Of course, there are many more than that. I follow 3 rules in life. Simple, straightforward rules. And actually, that is my motto in life. I learn some more, and I keep learning. So I recommend that you use the rule of 3 for everything in life. For your everyday communication with your peers, for your brand storytelling, for the way you're pitching to your clients, for the packaging design that you're doing, for a new product launch, bring 3 varieties, 3 variables. If you're bringing in a punchline or a slogan for your brand, try 3 words or 3 phrases. Try the power of 3. Start your day with rule of 3. When you wake up, figure out 3 things that you want to accomplish that day. And then prioritize them as 1, 2, 3. And then focus one by one on all the 3 things. By the end of the day, I'm sure you would have completed all 3 of them. See the magic of 3 unveil. Next time you want to share something with your friends or tell them a story, try using the rule of 3. You'll see how it makes your words more exciting and how it helps people remember whatever you said. Try it out, the magic of 3. Thank you for listening to this episode of Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips with Sarika Singh. If you want to be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow the podcast. I'll be back to share more stories, more life experiences, and more communication tips every Friday. If you want to reach me or connect with me, just put your comments in the comment box below or mail me at info@sarikasingh.in. I know you're going to rate and review this podcast, so a big thank you in advance. Stay tuned and think about what we talked today.